Today, we're diving into a big topic: emotions. Emotions shape everything we experience, whether we feel happy, sad, angry, or anything in between. But surprisingly, most people don't really understand how emotions actually arise in our brain and body. It's not just about what happens in your head. Emotions show the deep connection between your brain and your body. There's no simple good or bad emotion. Emotions are complex and nuanced. We'll explore the biology behind emotions, the chemicals and pathways that create how we feel, especially related to food and nutrition. This conversation about emotions goes way back to Darwin and even before. Darwin suggested emotions are universal, and some facial expressions like disgust or attraction are shared across all humans. That idea still influences us today. For example, when we see or taste something we like, we tend to lean in, breathe it in deeper, and show a kind of of enjoyment. But when we dislike something, we lean back, look away, or even cringe. This aversion probably evolved to keep us from eating things that might harm us, like poisons. So at the most basic level, emotions involve attraction and aversion, moving toward things we want or away from things we don't. Our brain has circuits for this push and pull. There are go circuits that encourage action and no-go circuits that inhibit action. These balance each other and shape our emotions and behavior. Here's a key point. Emotions aren't just thoughts. They're tied to actions, either approaching or avoiding something. Your brain and body work together so you can move toward what's good and away from what's bad. One important player here is the vagus nerve. It's often talked about but misunderstood. The vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve and is a major highway connecting your brain to your body. It sends information from your stomach, intestines, heart, lungs, and immune system up to your brain. And your brain sends signals back. Think of it like your eyes, which gather lots of info about the world so your brain can make decisions. The vagus nerve gathers information about what's happening inside your body. For example, when you eat something sweet, sensors in your gut detect sugar, not just your taste buds. These sensors send signals up the vagus nerve to your brain, triggering dopamine release, the chemical that makes you want more. Scientists have done experiments where people's mouths are numbed and they're blindfolded so they can't taste sugar. Yet, they still crave sugary foods because their gut sensors detect the sugar and send that info to the brain. This means our bodies drive us towards certain foods and behaviors, even if we're not consciously aware of it. This gut feeling is literally chemical signals from your gut neurons communicating with your brain. Sugar and fats tend to make us want to eat more because they're nutrient-dense and good for survival. Amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, also play a role. Our brain senses when we've had enough amino acids, not just when our stomach is full. That's important because amino acids aren't just for building muscle and repairing tissues. They're also the raw materials for brain chemicals, or neuromodulators, that affect mood and motivation. Dopamine, for example, is released when something surprising or rewarding happens. It fuels craving, motivation, and desire. There's a specific amino acid called L-tyrosine found in meats, nuts, and some plants. That's a precursor to dopamine. Your brain neurons use L-tyrosine to make dopamine. But remember, dopamine neurons that drive motivation and desire live in the brain. The gut sensors influence this process but don't replace brain function. Some people produce too little dopamine and need medications like L-Dopa. Parkinson's disease is a famous example where dopamine loss causes movement and mood problems. Some wonder if taking L-tyrosine supplements helps mood and alertness. It can, but it may also cause crashes and brain fog later. People with certain conditions should avoid it. Always check with a doctor. Moving on, serotonin is another neuromodulator tied to mood. Unlike dopamine, serotonin tends to make us feel calm, comfortable, and relaxed. Many have heard that most serotonin is made in the gut. That's true, but the serotonin that affects mood is mainly made in the brain's Rafer nucleus. Serotonin is also the target of antidepressant drugs like Prozac and Zoloft. These medications boost serotonin by preventing its reuptake, helping some people feel better. Diet influences serotonin, too. Carbohydrate-rich foods boost serotonin, which can promote calmness. Some people, like me, eat low-carb, high-protein meals during the day to stay alert, then eat carbs at night to support sleep. This highlights that nutrition isn't just about calories. It's about amino acids, the building blocks for neuromodulators that shape how alert or calm, happy or sad we feel. Another important factor is the balance of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids. Studies show higher omega-3 levels improve mood and reduce depression,